I am Lamont at Large. Today, once again, I am coming back to the Mount Olivet Mausoleum and Cemetery here in New Orleans, Louisiana. This here is Captain Troy D. McGee. He was a fire captain for Firehouse Number 7 here in New Orleans. January 28, 1975 to October 27, 2014. He was only 39 years old when he died. He was on some kind of a training deal where they sent firefighters out, to just freshen up their firefighting training in New Mexico when he collapsed and he died. Keon Sabatier, May 21st, 1982 to May 17th, 2009. I believe he is interred with his mother, Karen Dozier Sabatier. So Keon was at a club called the Bus Stop Lounge on that day, and I guess he ran into some rivals and they pulled out their guns and he was shot 22 times. Talk about overkill. I don't know what this guy might have did or what kind of vengeance they had in their hearts for this man, but very sad. Prentiss Ronquillo, May 28, 1988 to September 25th, 2011. My apologies if I didn't get the last name correct. He was driving his car down the street and someone pulled up alongside of him, pulled out a gun, and shot him multiple times. His car veered off the road and crashed into a tree where he died. Tyrell Eric Riley, July 2nd, 1992 to February 25th, 2009. So Tyrell, he was born in New Orleans, and after the hurricane came through and destroyed part of the town, his family decided to move him to Texas to just kind of get away from the destruction, also get away from the violence that ravages the streets here in New Orleans. So he goes to Dallas and he comes back here for Mardi Gras 2009. And the last night he was alive, he was talking to his girlfriend on the phone, and I guess he got upset and he starts to go walk out the door, and his grandmother told him, please don't leave, it's too late, it's dangerous outside. And he just kind of brushed her off and left. And that was the last time she seen him alive. He was shot and killed early that morning, February 25th of 2009. His father was also shot and killed when Tyrell was only 5 months old. It's not uncommon in New Orleans when the term like father like son, when it comes to murder, sadly, often the time it's not rare to read that story. You are quite simply a beautiful person inside and out, and I'm very glad you're in my life. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. And it's signed, I miss you, old lady. I love you, Ron. Charles Sawyer, June 9th, 1994 to February 5th, 2010. So Friday morning, you got the weekend ahead of you. Gonna meet up with your friends and chill, hang out, listen to music, talk about what you did through the week. And on that Friday morning, on February 5th, 2010, Charles never got the chance to go hang out with his friends. He was standing at the bus stop around 6 a.m. listening to his music when someone approached him, came out of nowhere, and shot and killed him. Mariah M. Woods, April 9th, 1992 to January 8th, 2011. She had just graduated Xavier Preparatory Academy and was out with her friends around midnight on the 8th of January 2011 when a man was being pulled over by a New Orleans police officer, and when the cop flicked his lights on, the guy decided to run and starts throwing a powdery substance out the window. So the police is chasing him, and he's going through the streets of New Orleans. Now it's police protocol that when a chase is, going a certain distance, and just because of the public safety at large, the sergeant or whoever is in charge on duty will let the officer know if it's okay to pursue the suspect or just to give away from the chase, just to get away from it. So this cop was chasing this guy about 50, 60 miles an hour through neighborhoods. And if you know the streets of New Orleans, all the streets are messed up and small. So the police radioed for him to give up pursuit, and the officer acknowledged that he was going to, but instead of ending the chase, he still continued to pursue the suspect. And the suspect appears to have ran a red light and crashed into Mariah M. Woods and her friends. Two of her friends were injured, but they made it out, but Mariah was killed. The officer he ended up getting fired. This, just a sad accident. And right, the guy shouldn't have ran from the cops because he had drugs on him, and the cop should have just said, you know what, that's enough. But that cop was wrong, because you're threatening people's safety when you're doing stuff like that. This is Master Sergeant Kenneth Bruce Johnson, United States Marine Corps, January 25th, 1966 to November 8, 2003, loving husband and father. Sergeant Johnson and his brother had gone to a bar to have a couple drinks on the early morning of November 8, 2003. When they left, they went to a gas station, and there they got into a verbal altercation with four guys in another car who claimed that they had cut them off when pulling into the gas station. Sergeant Johnson told them that they did not cut them off. A verbal argument exchanged, and one of the passengers of the other car pulled out a gun and shot Sergeant Johnson once in the chest. When his brother went to grab him to pull him to the car, he shot a second time at the other guy, and they took off. And the police and paramedics came to the scene and took Sergeant Johnson to the hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries. Okay, so that concludes this video. Many graves here to cover. I could honestly probably do 4 videos just from all the information available. A lot of young black men shooting and killing each other out here in New Orleans. Very, very sad state of affairs. So this is just part 1 of probably a few parts here. Anyways, live but not live, but still alive by the grace of God. I am at the Mount Olivet Cemetery mausoleum here in New Orleans, Louisiana. Thank you for watching my videos. I always appreciate it. Peace out.